On the eve of the first Sunday of Lent, the Christian churches of Jerusalem made their solemn entry into the Holy Sepulchre. In Jerusalem on the Mount of Olives, the chapel reminiscent of Jesus' ascension to heaven was damaged by flames because of a possible dispute between local families. Friday, March 3, the first race in East Jerusalem took place. Israelis and Palestinians gathered on the track together, surpassing differences and conflicts. A visit to Mount Tabor, site of the Transfiguration of Jesus as told in the Gospel of the second Sunday of Lent. The first special to show how the donations collected during the Good Friday collection are used, the Magnificat Music Institute. On Saturday, March 4, the doors of the Holy Sepulchre opened to welcome the different solemn entries that initiated the eve of the first Sunday of Lent, an ancient rite rooted in the centuries that has a special meaning this year. On the same day, Catholics and Orthodox remembered Christ's resurrection.
Quest'anno celebreremo qui a Gerusalemme.
This year, here in Jerusalem, as in the rest of the world, we will celebrate Easter together, the Orthodox Easter together with the Catholic Easter. From a practical standpoint, celebrating together in one place is complicated, but from a symbolic point of view, this is wonderful because it is in tune with our mission here as Christians. That is, to bear witness to our unity and love for Christ.
Testimoniare nella nostra unità l'amore a Cristo.
Many local faithful and pilgrims flocked to the holy place to welcome the Franciscans first, then the Greek Orthodox, the Copts, the Syriacs, and the Armenians to experience together that first step of the penitential journey that leads to the encounter with the risen Christ.
It's a blessed opportunity because like this we demonstrate our common faith and we give our witness, as it is called in Greek, our martyria in the Holy Land, and more particularly in Jerusalem. And Jerusalem, you know, it's a place that unites everybody, and it is considered to be the place of harmony.
At the end of the rituals of entrance to the tomb, the Catholic procession led by Monsignor Pizzaballa recounted the last moments of Christ's life by visiting the Chapel of the Blessed Sacrament, the place where St. Helena found the cross, the Calvary, and the empty tomb. Circling the Anastasis 3 times, accompanied by the sound of the organ, marks the beginning of this Lenten journey, while still captivated by the empty tomb, certainty of the resurrection and salvation. This is a time to experience the wilderness. We must return to ourselves and ask forgiveness, recognizing that we are sinners and in need of His mercy. This journey has great significance for the tradition of the Church, but also for the life of the Church, because it is a path of penitence and charity. This is a time of purification, a time of preparation for the Easter of our Lord.
Preparazione alla Pasqua del nostro Signore.
An arson attack hit the Church of the Ascension on the Mount of Olives in Jerusalem, the sanctuary where, according to tradition, Jesus ascended into heaven 40 days after being resurrected, was damaged by flames on Wednesday, March 8. Investigations of the Israeli police are currently underway, but according to the statements of the investigators, a dispute between two families linked to the sacred place may be related to the arson. One person was arrested for questioning. A car tire may have been burned on the rock at the center of the building, causing damage. A cabinet containing religious postcards and souvenirs sold by an Islamic family authorized by the Waqf, the Muslim authorities of the holy places of Jerusalem, was also damaged. The Chapel of the Ascension is one of the 4 holy sites regulated by the status quo, but it is the only one under the jurisdiction of the Waqf. The current building was built by the Crusaders over the ruins of a church built in the 4th century AD and later destroyed by the Persians in 614 and converted into a mosque by Saladin. This year, the various Christian denominations will gather here to celebrate the ascension of Jesus to heaven. The celebration will take place on May 25, 2017. They are young and old, boys and girls, men and women, professional racers or just plain enthusiasts, but above all, Israelis and Palestinians, together. The race, the first in East Jerusalem, was organized by Runners Without Borders, an NGO created in November 2014 with the aim of helping young women to develop self-confidence and to unite diverse communities through sport. A female team was created first by the Israeli Jewish student Shoshana Ben David. Later, a male team was formed led by Israel Haas.
Well, the background of this establishment was the bad situation that was in Jerusalem, the conflict, the escalation of the conflict towards the spring and summer of 2014. And then we just decided that we have to do something because we are both amateur runners and we would like to, to go and do something with the situation.
On the track, they are all the same, the organizers recall, and during the race it is not necessary to speak the same language to understand each other.
This is not the first time. I've been here from three years with the group, running group. It's in Israel and Palestinian people, and it's great.
I joined in the group because I believe in peace. I believe that we can join together, Palestinians and Israelis. And I want to run, so yeah.
Each of these runners has a story and a motivation. There are those who want to prove themselves, those who simply want to run, those who arrived wondering what might come out of the encounter between the two peoples and instead found friends.
I think so. It's important to make friends, Arab and Israel, not just Arab or just Israel, and to have wars or like that.
I have a couple of friends, Palestinians. We're all friends in this group.
This year we have 120 participants, not only kids but also adults from the men's or the women's division. Various entities are also involved. My name is Magdi and I live here in Jerusalem. For us, supporting our friends is very important, as well as encouraging the hand-in-hand community. This is why we are here, accompanied by all of our family members.
My name is Hali, and ours is a mixed marriage. Our children go to a bilingual school where they learn both Hebrew and Arabic as well as English. It is very important for us to be part of this community and give them our support.
This is the first time I participate in this marathon. This is good for me and I'm really glad I came. It boosts my health and improves society and culture, and it is a step towards peace with the Jews. Inshallah, I hope to participate in a similar race again in the future.
اللقاءات اللي مثل هيك.
in Psalm 89, King David glorifies the Lord God who created the north and the south and said that Tabor and Hermon rejoice in his name. Being here allows us to understand this word. Even nature seems to express joy towards God the Creator, a special place. The Gospel does not mention the name of the holy mountain on which the transfiguration of Jesus took place, but a 3rd century tradition cites the Mount Tabor as the place where Jesus allowed Peter, James, and John to see a ray of his heavenly glory. The transfiguration of Jesus is directly related to the season of Lent.
O momento da transfiguração acontece depois do primeiro anúncio.
The Transfiguration takes place after the first announcement of the Passion of Jesus. For this reason, we feel that Mount Tabor is a new experience of Easter. It is interesting that the Eastern churches call the Transfiguration Summer Easter. Consequently, in order to get to the Passover of Jesus Christ, we must go through this summer Easter, which is our life, day after day.
Verdadeiramente à Páscoa de Jesus Cristo, nós temos de passar por esta Páscoa do verão, por esta Páscoa que é a nossa vida, dia após dia.
The presence of Jesus deeply ties this place to the season of Lent. Here, he invites us to retreat with him and pray. Thus, Lent means retreat. The church prepares for Easter, then a time dedicated to prayer and, above all, the presence of Jesus.
Quindi un tempo dedicato alla preghiera e soprattutto alla presenza di Gesù.
Mount Tabor is located more than 400 meters above the plain and almost 600 meters above sea level. As the disciples told him, "It is good to be here, but we need to get off the mountain and go back to reality."
É impossível nós ficarmos.
We cannot dwell in this experience because our life is not just about this. We are called to be the reflection of what we live here, the reflection of prayer, the reflection of the transfiguration of our lives, which is not easy to obtain, but we are called day after day, not only during Lent, to achieve this transformation and transfiguration of our lives. Like the apostles, like Peter, John, and James, we must always get off the mountain and go back to our daily life, and right there prove to others that Jesus is present in our lives, that Jesus is alive, but we need to do it with a transfigured life, a new life. The Magnificat Institute, a fascinating and enchanting world. Children, youth, adults, and families join to discover the beauty of the music that unites peoples. I think the most beautiful way to define the Magnificat is that it is a school of music that breaks down barriers. There are more than 200 students with about 27 teachers, and the best thing is that here they all study together, Christians, Jews, and Muslims, without any discrimination nor labels.
Sia gli studenti sia gli insegnanti.
A great gift here, everyone is welcomed for their identity and without discrimination because there are no barriers. The school is a branch of the Pedrolo Conservatory of Vicenza and was created 20 years ago, born from the dream of a musician friar, Brother Armando Pierucci, who decided to embark on the adventure of teaching music in Jerusalem, in the Old Town, where a poor education or no music education at all was given. Over the years, some of the former students have become professors, and a group of young people enrolled in universities is studying for the same purpose. Brother Alberto believes this is one of the best fruits of this wonderful mission.
أنا بلشت بالمانيفيكات من أول ما بلش بعام 1995 مع
My experience in the Magnificat Institute began in 1995 with Father Armando. I played the piano because it was the only way to begin. I continued to study until I obtained the Italian diploma from the Institute, and after 11 years I went abroad to complete my studies. Today I teach at the school. I have some very good students, and 2 of them won the first prize. I am proud to be able to pass on what I learned to the children of my country. Every year, string instruments and piano competitions are organized by the school, and the level of preparation of the students is amazing, as we can see and feel.
I'm very happy because it was very good level. And I think our students can to do it always and better from year to year. And that's what I think about it.
I think all students have done a great job and they can do better. I have many friends in it. I have great teachers. I study in it. It's like my second home.
Another wonderful initiative of the school is the Children's Festival of Songs in Arabic, the Magic Lamp, for which 12 new songs are composed every year. These songs are then sent to many schools across the Middle East. The Magnificat Institute is very important, especially because of its location in the old city where the institutes for art, music, and education are lacking. Without these entities, the children would be attracted by bad habits. Therefore, by organizing courses, the Magnificat Institute allows kids to do useful things.
I love music.
The Magnificat Institute is a laboratory in constant ferment where different cultures, faiths, and mentalities work together, a challenge and a great opportunity at the same time. The school exists primarily due to the large financial commitment of the custody of the Holy Land and the immense generosity of many friends and associations whom we can never thank enough.
Crediamo che sia fondamentale investire.
We believe it is essential to invest in schools, in education, and in culture. First, because, especially with regard to the Magnificat, we develop the youth and the adults of the future who lived throughout their childhood and teenage years in a school where they work together and accept each other without comparisons nor differences in religion, language, and culture. I believe this is one of the most beautiful things, the fruits of this school.
Questo sia una delle cose più belle, anche i frutti che vengono da questa scuola.
With the Good Friday collection for the Holy Land, people of goodwill support this initiative.
The mission of the Christian Media Center is to bring the message of the Holy Land, the land of the fifth gospel, to the world. Broadcasts, reports, news, documentaries, the latest happenings in the church and of the daily life of Christians in the Holy Land. You can help us in this mission, raising awareness and spreading the message of the Holy Land. Help us. Visit our website,